here. How would you like to get better at piano? Most would say it takes years to improve. Or does it? How well do you know your scales, your degrees, your triads, your sevenths, your modes, your medians, your ear? We can all agree repetitive practice is boring. But what if there was a way to get better, faster, and have fun doing it? So that's why I'm going to make a piano training website. I'm going to make it online, nice, easy, clean, useful, fun, and free to use. I guess that might be an acronym of one cuff, but that's nonsense. The important thing you need to know is that anyone who wants to improve at their piano skills will have an asset to use. I'm calling it Keynasium. You know, like a gym. Nobody? Just me? Oh well. Let's transition the screen. Let's talk about me for a little bit. I'm Rex, I'm 15. I play jazz piano, vibes, and sometimes drum set. I also do front-end web coding and musical compositions, so it often is never public. Also, despite the name, I'm not a professor, and I'm not a dinosaur. Now let's focus on what I want to include. Here is the logo I came up with. I plan to work on Keynasium by myself, with support from as many people as I can due to a lack of self-motivation. First thing we need, of course, is a piano. This is the design I came up with in drafting, but if y'all have any other designs or suggestions, I'm all ears. It will support mouse, QWERTY, MIDI, and possibly touch, even though mobile Keynasium isn't really what I'm focused on right now. Second thing we'll need is packs. Packs will be, I guess, what I'll call folders for each of the skills, which I'll talk about later. Each pack will include an exclusive intro video by me, practices and exercises for you to get better, a leaderboard for you to compare yourself with other people and to motivate you, and then time challenges and speed challenges. Now, what's in each pack, you might ask? Well, hang on, I was just getting to that. In each pack, there will be a skill, and I have a number of them written down for you. The first section is going to be sight reading, and in sight reading, there's going to be note names, sight reading one note at once, sight reading two notes at once, sight reading three notes at once, sight reading sevenths, and then sight reading voicings. And that's pretty much it for that. And then there will be a section for scales, which there will be major, minor scales, scale degrees, important scales, soloing scales, advanced scales, silly scales, scale modes, ornamented scales, and advanced ornamented scales. And that's it for that section. Then there will be the chords. First, the major, minor triads, inverted triads, 6 types of sevenths, suspended, diminished, and augmented triads, chord degrees, seventh inversions, rootless voicings, 9, 11, 13, 6, 9, and then advanced voicings. And then the last but not least, I think this is the greatest, the most important section. I think everybody can learn these skills with enough practice. And that will be the perfect pitch. So first thing in there will be relative pitch, and then absolute pitch, which will be like one note exercises. And then there'll be relative pitch melodies, and then perfect pitch melodies, and then perfect pitch for multiple notes, and then perfect pitch for chords, and then perfect pitch for melodies that have multiple parts. And those are all the skills. Since everything kind of fits into a category, I will be sorting them into what I will call facilities. There are 4 facilities. It will be the sight reading facility, the scale facility, the triads facility, and the ear facility. Seems pretty complete to me. Next up, whenever you're doing a game mode or practice, you will have stats on the right side of the screen. And those stats are the average time per solve, then the previous time of the solve, which is like how fast you complete an individual flashcard, and then the overall accuracy so far, and then all the ones that you completed first try so far in the lesson. Seems pretty complete to me. If anybody has suggestions for more stats I could have, go for it in the comments. I'm all ears. Remember, the main purpose for this site is to provide a useful utility to improve your skills. Remember, it's a gym. You get to choose when you want to go. You get to choose how long you want to practice and what to practice. Completely at your mercy. So that's pretty much all I have planned currently. Alright, so that's pretty much all I have planned currently. But if y'all have suggestions, just feel free to drop a comment. I'll be reading and considering all of them. I've also done some drafting and slides, so I'll edit some in right here during post-production. Hey, overdubbing Rex here. I felt I should give recording myself a rest. Anyway, I thought about how hard it might be to make Keynasium, and that led me to thinking about the issues it holds. After thinking about it, I came up with 5 issues I'll have to face when developing Keynasium, though there are probably so many more to come. Let's start with issue 1. The first issue I'll have to overcome is MIDI events, and that is when the web browser detects what you're playing on the piano. Why? Because I've never played with that before, and it's probably going to be pretty hard to comprehend. But how will I overcome this? I'll just watch a tutorial or look at the documentations. I don't think it would be so hard, so I'm rating this 1 out of 5 for difficulty. Issue 2. I'm unsure if a backend is necessary for the website. Wrongly assuming a backend isn't needed could lead to problems if data needs to be stored, verified, or shared. But I might overcome this by only using HTTP requests and storing things in local storage. I could write out any features I want to use that require backends and analyze if I need it or not. If I do need a backend, I'm cooked because I have no experience or knowledge in that type of coding. So I'd rate it 3 out of 5. Issue 3, sound and audio. I'd really like to include this feature to make it feel more piano-like, but I have no experience using sound and audio interfaces in web browsers yet. And why is it hard? Using a good sound font might be really complex or memory-heavy. How might I overcome this? Either entirely ignore piano sounds or use a sound font library. I'd rate this one 2 out of 5 for difficulty. Issue number 4, choosing between self-hosting and external hosting. It's a tough decision for me because I want to be able to run this for everyone, free of charge for me or they, and also as easy to manage as possible. I don't really want to give my data to some big company, though it might be ideal. Self-hosting and port forwarding is a little insecure, and also really difficult to pull off. It might be free and easy to manage, but the setup and stuff involved is really difficult. If I do give it to some company to host it, I have no clue how much money it might take from me, and also I'm worried about the rights and management for that. But for now, I'm going to ask people what I should choose. Well, it looks like we have our answer, but I'll get back to this later. Issue number 5, the insane learning curve. Why is it there? There's so many difficult things that I never got around to learning, finishing, or even starting. And since this is a complicated project, I will need to push through the learning curve and all the processes that are really boring to build it and motivate myself to finish it. I am bad at self-motivation. How might I overcome this? I will get support and motivation from others. I'd rate this one 5 out of 5 for difficulty. There are many other issues that I will need to overcome along the way as well, but for now, that is all I could think of. Now, let's actually get Keynasium a platform to run on. Since many of my friends only suggested Cloudflare, and I have decided to not try self-hosting, I decided to buy the domain now before anyone else could. But first, I had to check if the URL I wanted was taken. Bad news. There was none! It was not taken after all, and that's probably very obviously so, because a Google search returned nothing when I searched Keynasium. I then proceeded to buy Keynasium.com, for it was only like 10 USD. Such a clean, professional URL. I then whipped up some code for a coming soon page with this little message saying Keynasium is imminent, and also this little particle version of the logo for Keynasium that I made in school a few days ago that's based on the Google Doodle that came out when they added search autocompletes. There's also a link to my Discord server for Keynasium and a link to the JavaScript game I made in middle school at www.keynasium.com/twins. I'd like to see people speedrun this game like I can. You just use the arrow keys to move the blue squares and the green tiles. I also changed the highlighting text color to yellow, because why not? Returning to the topic, I made a Discord server for Keynasium, and I encourage you to join it. I'd like to chat with my community as I go, and possibly hold polls and get help from more experienced people or get ideas from others. Thanks for listening to me yap for this long, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section. I don't know how I can do a proper outro, so keep practicing and you'll get better. I'll be going now, so enjoy some of my music as it fades out.